across the basic SQL queries that we dealt with. Then we need to work upon few of the contents which is related to some set operators followed by nested queries and queries. So this was the takeaway of what today we are going to take. So for this we are using the SQL. In this SQL we are prompted to use up uh, the Siler database, the board database and the resource databases. So in such a case, we have this operations what we taken up from first query. Then we worked on a simple query, and then we have used multiple queries, that is um, uh, Siler and reserves, and thereby we are also working with uh, boards and reserves. And in this model we went up to we completed the execution, and after that uh, we used the string patterns with percentage symbol, etc. And finally we are at the stage where we need to discuss about union, intersection and except operations. We need to look up into these three aspects to deal up the things in this issue. So here is a query what we need to be addressed. Find the names of the silers who have reserved a red or a green board. Who has reserved a red or a green board. So now at this point of time we need to have names of a silers. So that is the reason why we mentioned the targeted list. The target list was name, and from which databases it needs to be occurred. It can be silers, it can be reserves, and it can be boards. And thereby it is going to check whether this uh, condition is going to be satisfied in not one table. It should be taken up in comparisons in three tables. So first table, it is between SID, win, silers and reserves. Second, a comparison in reserves and boards. And third, a comparison in the boards. That too we need to compare the colors, is either red or is either green. So we have already executed that conventional query earlier. Now we need to see that how a union is going to replace this OR operation. How a union is going to be replaced with the OR operation. So instead of putting this into a single query, now we are going to divide. We are going to divide it into two parts. We are dividing it into two parts here, and thereby the first part it checks up to use a red color, and the second part it checks up to read the green color. So in this way we are reconstructing or remodifying the queries. The first part is addressing to make a color issue in, and the second part is taking a color issue with a green. Once we have done it, then we need to have the union of both the contents. So if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, so now you will be getting all the elements of set A and all the elements of set B. So in this way we are going to address up the issues. So now what we will do is we will prompt up to the SQL part. We will prompt up to the SQL part, and then we will execute the same query in this scenario, and we will understand how the things are moving up in this model. So here is what the query was to be answered, and then we will take up the same query to the SQL part, and thereby we will execute what if the union operation is going to have. So in general, when a query question is going to be taken up, it is put it in a comment section. So you can see this, it is printed out in a green color at this point of time. So now let us talk about the advanced query at this point of time. Now the question was that you need to display the names of the silers. You need to display the names of the silers. So in this case, yes name is going to be prompted up to the name of a siler, and similarly another S name is also prompted up. Next one, who has reserves a red board and who has reserves a green board. So now instead of putting red and green into a single query, we will write two separate queries. So this is a independent query, and another one is also going to be an independent query. And between these two queries, now we are going to merge with a union operation. Now we are going to implement the union operation. One we are checking up with a color red, another we are going to check it with a color green. So that was the foremost difference what we are going to set up to understand. So now we will execute this content here. So when it is a unified approach and bringing an OR operation, now when we hit on this query, you can see that the tuples which are going to print will be the Dustin's record, the Luber's record, the Horatio record. So Dustin, it is repeated for 3 times, Luber it is repeated for 3 times, and Horatio is repeated for 3 times. Similarly, now what happens if we are going to see that if there is a union operation. So let us see, we replace query. The second one is an independent query. Between these two independent query, we are putting this union symbol for foremost understanding. So again, you can see that as we are making this see, we didn't have a distinct operation when we are going to use a OR function. But here, as we have prompted up with a intersection operation, now union operation, now you can see this, the names are going to be the distinct elements, that is Dustin, Horatio, and Luber. So let us bring work area. So for foremost understanding of what we have done. So we are bringing this into our work area. Still it is not supported. Yeah, now it is supported here. You can see the items are placed as the record set. So we have Dustin's record, Horatio record, and Luber's record. So all these 3 elements are placed in the record set as an output. Okay, so now we talked about a union operation where it has taken up a red color from the board and green color from the board, and there is a unification of both these items. And once it is taken up, then we understood that when we apply a union, we will be prompting up the elimination of the duplicates, and thereby we have Dustin, Horatio, and Luber. Let's see what happens if we are going to make this one as a union all. So I'm just changing the query because when we made an OR operation, we got duplicates. So for that, let us see if we are using this union OR operator, whether the duplicates are going to come or not. Yeah. So now you can understand why the 3 entities are came when we use union, why the duplicate entries are going to have. So that is the foremost reason, or why, to understand what was the difference between union and what was the difference between union all. Okay, so we talked about a union operation at this point of time. So next one was after union. Then let us move to the new issue, that is what we are going to call here as the the intersect operation. So when we are going to do up this intersect operation, we pose up the same query. That is, we want to look up red boat and green boat color, and we need to again display the names of the silers here. So in this case, what we are going to do up was, as we mentioned, silers, that is mentioned in a siler table, reserves, it makes a list, a commonality between boats, silers, and then the color of the boat, it is given in the boat table. So we now need silers followed by reserves followed by boats. So three databases are going to be needed. Followed by, there are three aliases. One we say siler, two we say reserves, and three we call it as boats. So these are the three aliases what we need to link it into. So next one, we are going to say that siler name, we need to display it up. First condition, we check between reserves and siler table. Next condition, we check between reserves and boat table. And third condition, we are going to check independently what was the color of the boat. So first one, we call it as an one independent query. Next one is also an independent query. Between two independent queries, now we are going to pose up the intersect operation. So we are going to get the intersect operation. So let us see how this same query is going to be executed in the live SQL. So I will take up the same query here, and then instead of union and instead of union all, let us replace it with the keyword called as intersect. Let us replace with the keyword called as intersect. So when we used union, we had three instances, Dustin, Luber, and Horatio. When we used union all, we had the duplicate values, that is Dustin repeated for 4 times, Luber repeated for 4 times, Horatio repeated for 2 times. So this is how we got. Now let us see what this query is going to bring up or prompting up the answer. So let us click on the run button to understand what the query is also generating. So now the query is generating the three unique tuples, which is common both in the meeting up the three conditions between siler, reserves, and boats. So that is how we are going to get this answer. So we will put this into our result set at this point of time. Then we will get the same query. We will get the same query here, that is towards the intersection. Then we will get the answers, put the answers at this in to minimize the ambiguity, and thereby we will take up the question what we are illustrating. So the question, it was talking about the intersect operation, that is find the names of the sailors who has reserved both red and a green boat. So we should understand the previous question when we used a union operation. When we used a union operation, it was mentioning who have reserved a red or a green. Okay, understand this. The question formulation also need to be checked when to use the union operator, when to use the intersect operator. So it was mentioning that reserved a red. So that is condition number 1, and then we made an OR operator and green. But when we are going to use this intersect, was we see that the condition itself is telling who have reserved both, right? The both was missing in the previous query, and we need to have a commonality between red color and green color. So that is the reason why we are now insisting to the intersect operator rather than the union operator. So this was the key takeaway what we need to understand at this point of time. So we will take up this query here, and then we will put this query into our work area and put this query into our work area, so there won't be any further ambiguities of what we are doing. So this is, yeah. Now we talked about two primitives functions. One it is union, another it is intersect. After union and intersect, let us see another aspect that was called as except. Except is nothing but if we have two sets A and B and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements like this. Now I need to get only 1, 2. Then if such is the case it is, then I can mention it as A minus B. So the common elements which are between A and B are neglected and not considered. So, but if I am going to say it is, but if I am going to call B minus A, if I am going to call up B minus A, now you should understand the things which are in the B and not in the A, and even the intersection part also we are not going to consider. Even the intersection part also we are not going to consider. So at this point of time, as I mentioned, the sets with examples 1, 2, 3, 4 in the common region and 5, 6 in the B set. So we will be getting the 5, 6 element at this case. So now, how is this except implemented on the same Cyler, reserves and boats tables? So now let us take up the query. The query was find the Cylers IDs who have reserved both the red boat who has, sorry, there is no boat here, who has reserved red boat but not green boat. So we need to see that we should have only the color of the boat is going to be red color. So other than red color, we are not looking into any other colors which are given in the boat table. So at this point of time, now the third condition checking is very clear. One, we need to check whether it is a red color. And second thing was, I say A minus B, that is the things only in the A, but not the things in the B. So in order to see that the things which are not in the B, now it is mandated that we can go up using the except, using the except variable, except keyword. Now we can use this except function. So if the SQL 9i is not going to recognize the except function, it may take up the minus function. So either we can use the except keyword or we can use the minus keyword towards execution of the query. So now we are going to say that we don't need the Cyler names, right? We don't need the Cyler's names. So as we don't need the Cyler's names, now we are going to check only the two databases. First database will be boat and second database will be reserves. That's all. We are not going to give up the other databases. So one database we will be take up boats, another databases we will be take up only the reserves. So now we make a test condition that the Cyler ID to be taken up when the two conditions are going to be met. What are the two conditions is that the boat ID should exist in the reserves table and the boat ID should exist in the um, boat table. So boat ID followed by boat name and color is the one set of database. Another set of database was sailor ID followed by boat ID and when he has made the reserves or the date. So now we need to check up the two conditions, that is boat ID. One, it exists in reserves and two, it exists in the boat. And thereby we need to put up this condition. One condition we are going to check up, it is red, and third condition it is minus. It should be minus here. So for that we are going to use up the except, and so it should not be green. So for that we call here as a minus and thereby we execute the query. So now let us move to the live SQL part to see how is this except operation illustrated for further reference. So we'll put the things first in the OneNote so that it will be in a sequence of question followed by the SQL query, and followed by the analysis part, followed by the output, what we are going to check up. So now we will put the same query here into the live SQL editor towards getting it into execution. So you can check it from line number 84. So as this is a question, now we are going to put the things into quotes. Then we are going to have the first part of a query, which is going to be a red color, and the second part of a query, which is verifying it is a green color. And then we are going to give up the except. So I don't think except will work. So just I can show it up. Just yeah, you can see that SQL command was SQL command not properly ended. So the reason was it was treating after red there was a semicolon and there is one more query. So let us replace this except with the minus. Let us replace this except SQL command with minus, so that this such type of errors are not going to happen. So now you can see that the things, it is going to be the Siler ID only 64. So only 164 instance is going to be raised. That is the only one person who is going to book the red color, but he is not going to take up the green color. Earlier we have 64 means it is going to be the Horatio part. So, but Dustin and Luber, they have already booked 2 more colors. So that is the reason why they didn't get the content in this query. So only Horatio, he has worked with the red color. So that is the reason why Horatio ID was 64 and his 64 ID was only displayed. So that is how we are going to demonstrate the 3 content. The first content we demonstrated was that it takes up with union operation. Next condition we demonstrated was it takes up the intersection operation, and third one was to make up the minus operations. Okay, now let us move to the next subsection towards executing the SQL queries. The another subsection what we are now looking at after union, intersection, etc. will be the nested queries. So when we are going to say it is a nested query, a simple definition was that a query which is going to be part of another query or which is going to be embedded in another query, now we call this one as a nested query, right? A nested query is a query that it has another query which is going to be part of it, which is going to be embedded content embedded with it. So what we call this embedded query as, so this embedded query we are going to call it as a subquery. So the embedded query, so hereafter it is going to be called as a subquery. So now who is going to execute first and who is going to execute next? If such is a case, the first query what we are going to write up, we call it as an outer query. And in this outer query, we will be demonstrating the inner query. So inner query is going to execute first. Inner query is going to execute first, and the outputs of the inner query are reciprocated to the outer query. The outputs of the inner query are reciprocated to the outer query. So that is how the nested query concept was implemented. Now let us see how this nested query concepts are going to be implemented on our Siler's database, Resource database, and the board databases. So here is a question what we need to address, and that too we have to address using the nested queries. So what was the question was, find the names of the Silers who has reserved boat number 103. So now you can see that names of the Silers. So names of the Silers, as mentioned earlier, it will be in the Siler table. And who has reserved boat number 103? So reserves we are talking about, therefore reserves will be in the table name called as a reserves table. So now what we are going to do is, instead of using 3 databases, to this query, hope we can take up 2 databases, and that too, names of a sailors, it is taken up as an outer query. Who has reserves boat number 103, it is taken up as a inner query. So reserves, it is going to be worked as an inner query, and as a part of the outer query, sailors are going to be taken up. So now you can see this query here. So select the sailor name from sailor, where sailor ID in. So now we are going to use the in condition and in operator here, followed by open brackets and close brackets. In this open brackets and close brackets, we have the another query, and this query we call it as a subquery. So having the outer query and having the inner query, now this is the concept of deriving the nested queries here. So after where, we are going to prompt up with some operator condition. So that is, we want to check up whether a condition is going to be met. So for that, we can use this word in here. So after in, now we are going to bring up the subquery first. So in the main query, we are bringing up only the names. Then we are going to get up this reserves. So let us see how the query can be taken up towards execution. So we will now look into the database and understand how the nested query is executing this to generate the answer. So now you are going to say that select the S name from sailor, where SID in select R dot SID from reserves where boat is equals to 103. Now let us look into the reserves table and identify what are the tuples which are having row number 103. So boat number 103. So first one we are going to have 22's record. Next one we are going to have the 31st 103 record, and then we are going to have the 74 103 record. So who are the sailors now? We have 122, 2 we are going to have 31, 3 we are going to have the 74. So now we are going to have 3 records, right? The first record was giving up the sailor ID 22, the second record was giving up the sailor ID 31, and the third record is giving up the sailor ID in 74. Now we are using the in condition and checking 22, 31, 74 as a set. So wherever 22 is going to match, his name was taken up from the outer table. Wherever 31 was matched, his name was taken up from the outer table. Similarly repeats for 74. Therefore, the answers for this question using the nested query will be 1, it will be Dustin, 2, it will be Luber, and 3, it will be Horatio. So how did I get this? The reason was SID is going to be common between both the table 1 and both the table 2, that is in the sailor table and the reserve table. So we made a equality condition and verified whether the sailor name is ID is exist in both the sailor and the reserve database. After this condition was met, then we had made a subquery operation with an in. So in checks the 3 entities regarding 22, it checks 3 entities regarding 31 and another entity regarding 74, and thereby it is going to result of the answer. Okay. So what we will do was, now we will move to the SQL prompt and execute the query and check whether the analysis what we had made, that only the 3 records has to be displayed like that we were talking. So whether it is going to occur or not. So we will put the question number into the comment part for future reference. And now you can see that a query inside a query. Now we are working on the nested query. So we made this name to be displayed from sailor, and we are verifying whether the boat ID was in the reserves and to verify that we are going to use the subquery, and the condition was we check if it is 103 or not. Okay, so we will execute it by clicking on the run button. And yeah, as mentioned in the analysis part of our experiments, that is, we should get the three answers. The three answers will be Dustin, Luber, and Horatio. So that is how the entire sequencing it should move. The first part, it will look up the query part, I mean the query question part. Then we are building up the SQL query. Then we are taking up the table. Analysis is the answer what we are going to get, and thereby check whether the analysis we conducted is true or false. So we thought that it should be 22, 31, and 74 should be the answer. 22 name was Dustin, 31 name was Luber, and 74 name was Horatio. So that is what we got the answers. 1 we call it as Dustin, 2 we call it as Luber, and 3 we are going to call it as Horatio. So now we completed towards execution of the nested query 1. Okay. So we had enough discussion on union, we had enough discussion on intersection, followed by minus, and then we had briefing on how a nested query was taken and executed. After nested query, there is one more interesting example. We call it as correlated nested queries. We call it as correlated nested queries. So the main difference to be taken up here was in the nested query. In the nested query, so outer table will have a database and inner table will have another database, and inner table will not use or will not call the outer table databases. So that was what actually the nested query was checking up. But when for beyond, now we need to discuss about the correlated nested query. In correlated nested query, what was the sequence happening was whatever database used in outer query, the same database can be used in the inner query. So that was the keynote what we have to understand. So as far as nested queries is concerned, we don't have a common database which can execute either in a outer query or in a inner query. But when we are working with a correlated nested queries, now the query what is using a database is a part of an external event. That same thing can be used in a internal event. So let us see how this theoretical part is put into practice. So now we expect this question here. Find the names of the sailors who has reserved boat number 103. So this one we need to put it into the correlated nested query. First understand the question. Find the names of the sailors who has reserved boat number 103. That too we can have to put it in a nested query model. So names of the sailors, they are going to be in sailor table. That is to be agreed. Then reserves, it is going to be in the reserves table. That is also to be agreed. So now you have to see that one database, it is going to be an outer table, and reserves database, it is going to be an inner table. But when we are going to make a comparison, here at this point of time, we say r.sid is equals to s.sid. But where is this s defined? Actually, s is defined at the outer side of the query. Therefore, now you can see that yes, it is going to be taken up from the sailor databases, and sailor database, it is given in a outer query. So now this is the justification. What is the significance of what is correlated nested query here? So up to now, the definition was up to now we have seen that inner table, inner queries are totally independent, outer queries are totally independent, but when coming to the correlated nested queries, that independence is going to be lost. The inner query is purely dependent on the databases which are supplied from the outer queries. So that was the key takeaway what we need to understand here. So now you can see here exist is a keyword what we are now encouraging here, and scilars.s and select a star from reserves R where boat ID is equals to 103, and what was the condition we make? R, it stands for reserves. Yes, it stands for Scyller. So what is to be understood here? Actually, Scyller database is given outside, but the same database was brought inside. So that is the nature of what we are discussing. We call it as a correlated nested query. So now what again we will do is we will take up the same query to our work area, understand what it is in the through the OneNote, and thereby we will execute the same query and generate the answer. So this is the query what we are looking at. Now I am putting the things here. Question followed by SQL query. Then we made a tremendous analysis of the answer what we are going to expect, and then we are hitting the run button towards execution. Yeah, now you can see the three records. One we are going to call it as Dustin, two we call it as Luber, three we call it as Horatio. So all the three Scyller names are going to be displayed because that is the only query what we asked. We need to display the Scyller names. Therefore, we are going to get the Scyller database, and there we identify from the Scyller IDs what are the names of the Scylers. So after this, now completion of the nested query. Now let us move to another interesting word, that is towards the set comparison operators. So in implementing the set comparison operators, we already worked on exist, that is where we generated the nested query concept. Along with exist, we have two more keywords. One we call it as in, another we call it as unique. One we call it as in, another we call it as unique. Along with that, there are some comparable operators, the general comparison operators, which can be taken up as a part of a set comparison. So those they will be less than, greater than, or equals to, not equals to, or anything. And sometimes instead of or, we can use any. So that is again for a discussion, we will discuss it now. So now what was the query to be talked? The query was that find the Scyller whose rating is better than some Scylers called as Pareto. So there was a Scyller named as Pareto. Now we need to pick up what was his rating. Assume it is 7. So whose are the Scylers whose rating was greater than 7? So this was the question which was asked indirectly. Okay, find the Scylers whose rating is better than some Scylers called as Pareto. So to do this, first of all, we should go from the reverse engineering from the back side. That was some Scylers called as Pareto. So some Scylers called as Pareto. So obviously we have to use up the Scyller database, and then we need to pick up who is going to be the Pareto, what was his ID and what was his rating. So that is one we are going to generate. Now this should be supplied as an input to the outer query by using an operator called as any. So why we are going to use this any? Because it can be any name. It is not that only one name we are going to look it up. It can be multiple names from that table. So that is the reason why we are going to use up this any here. And what we have to compare? We have to compare it with the rating operation. We have to compare it with the rating operation. So as we are doing up, it is a rating here. So now you can say rating is greater than any of the Pareto, because Pareto instances are of 2. That is, one it is 64 and it is 74. So the rating should be greater than 64, the rating should be greater than 74, then only the condition is going to meet it up. So let us execute this query and see how the set comparison operators are illustrated. First of all, we'll move to the OneNote to put the question here, followed by the SQL. Then we will move to the live SQL part to execute the same query here. So I'm moving to the live SQL part here. You can see. So at 111 line number, I'm placing this query. And after placing this query, the first thing was we need to verify it is working with any. So select the query and hitting on the run button to see that the execute is there. So now you can see what was the question. Who is better than SumSiler Pareto? So I want to have the rating. Whose rating is greater than Horatio? So the rating whose rate is greater than Horatio, now it is displaying 5 records. Now it is going to display up 5 records. So what are these 5 records? The 5 records, it was 58, 71, 74, 31 and 32. So let us go to the diagram and see whether we are talking it is correct or not. So we will move to the diagram, bring the diagram to our work area for convenience, and then we will analyze it. So just taking time to generate the answer. So what was the answer we are looking at? The answer what we are going to look at will be 58 followed by 71 followed by 74, 31 and 32. So we got this answer, that is towards Siler databases, board databases, etc. Placing the answer here. Yep. So 58, 71, 74, 31 and 32. So these are the 5 data elements which are looking up at this point of time. So next was we have to check up, find the Silers whose rating is better than every Siler called Horatio. So Horatios, there are 2. One is 64 and another is 74. Now we need to check all the elements with 68. Then we need to check all the elements with 74. So we need to make a comparison with all the elements greater than 64, and we need to make all comparisons all the elements which is also going to be this 74. So whoever we are going to get. So as we need to see the entire content to be navigated at this point of time, instead of any, now we are going to replace it with all. Instead of any, now we are going to replace the same query with all. So let us see how the answer was generated for safeguarding the result. So we'll bring this query into our OneNote. You can have the further reference what I was talking about. Then already databases I have given in the first snapshot. So going to the live SQL part. In this live SQL part, now instead of any, only the replacement was, we are now bringing it as all. We are now bringing this one as a all. So only this is the significance difference. We need to work with the any and all. So now we will get the unique elements, that is 71 and 58. Now we are going to get the unique elements which are accurate, and that is 71 and 58. So, but you can see there are duplicate values 58, 71, 74, 31, 60. So 5 elements are repeating. From those 5, now as we have used any, now it is nullified to the 2 sets. Okay, so in interest of time, we will end up our class here. So we have 51 students.